Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 110 of the Inner Lenses. We have all our same conversationalists as from the last episode, and coming on from the last episode, I made a completely uninvited and therefore perhaps inappropriate comment to Sarah that I found her share very poignant, and actually it brought up a lot of emotion that she found herself kind of isolated, bit of a lone wolf, separated from her generation. Obviously, that's my experience. That's the emotion that came up for me and isn't necessarily reflective of what Sarah was saying, but it put me in mind of melancholy. You know, I live here in the Highlands. It's moody, it's often dark, and I love it. I feel that it fits my character. So we're going to have a conversation about melancholy, whether our characteristics can lend us more towards a certain outlook. We know that Gabby and Brett are people, and Erika and I are perhaps not. Does that lend itself to certain mood states? So, Erika, tell us what melancholy actually is.
Okay, so according to good old Google, who we just trashed a couple of episodes ago, but according to Google, it says melancholy refers to a feeling of deep, pensive, and thoughtful sadness. Unlike sudden anger or fleeting sadness, it often involves a quiet, reflective longing, such as a nostalgic yearning for the past or a calm, sometimes beautiful acceptance of life's complexities. Interesting. This came up in a conversation recently that Gabby and Alec and I had, and it came up about melancholy and the weather. And I know Sarah will understand this because you and I had our own conversation about this, about the weather and rain, how the rain often puts me and Alec into and Sarah a little bit, maybe melancholy. I don't know. You said you liked it, but we'll let you expand. But it puts us into like a melancholy kind of mood and feeling. And the conversation just took off from there. So today's conversation, go ahead.
I do just want to add, though, that the rain has to be pulling its weight. You know,
can't be drizzling, annoying rain. It's got to actually rain like it means it. Like it means
yeah.
it, like a proper rain.
Sting my skin. If it's just like, it's like, do your fucking job and make me sad, will you?
Well, I don't need the rain to actually hurt me physically, like or sting my skin, but like a shower, like a rainfall where it's raining and I hear the drops hitting on the house and the skies are like that. If you add a little bit of wind into there, I'm all in. Like I'm all into that feeling. So we spoke about how it tapped us both into a melancholy kind of feeling, and Gabby had her own thoughts on it. But it brought us into maybe we should have a conversation about melancholy, what it means to us, if some of us are predisposed to feeling this emotion. Is it an emotion? I guess it's an emotion of melancholy, and some of us aren't. And if there's any connection between the connectors and people lovers of us all, Gabby and Brett, and the, I could keep you at a distance, I don't really like people of us, like me and Alec. I don't think, Sarah, I'm not sure where you fit in to that.
Yeah, we need to establish, Sarah, are you a people person or you could be without them?
I could be without them.
We win. So that's the definition of melancholy.
To Ireland on his own to travel here with me because we're a people person, and in Ireland you need a little bit to be a people person. So
we'll just tag along. No, that's not happening. We're tagging along and watching you guys do it while we sit in the back and are like, yeah, it's cool. But so anyway, melancholy is the topic of today. I just read the definition. I'm wondering how that definition landed with you guys, if it did, or what comes up for you in melancholy. I personally, I kind of enjoy the feeling of melancholy, as crazy as that might sound. Like I do enjoy those moments of, it's a sadness that doesn't feel like devastation, right? It's not that level of, oh my God, I'm sad and I can't function today, and I'm sobbing. It's just like I don't know. It feels sort of comfortable for me. I don't mind it when I feel melancholy at all. I'm not trying to get out of it any quicker than what naturally happens. And I sometimes actually look forward to it and actually enjoy rainy days because of that. So that's my view on it. I don't know. I'll let
I
you
need
all.
a new word because I enjoy everything in the definition. I enjoy rainy evenings. I love the winter when it's dark and sitting inside, and if it's snowing and a nice warm place. And I love my quiet time. As much I love people, I love my quiet time, but I love a good balance of it. And when I feel this feeling, it's comfortable, it's nice, I love it. Maybe have a good book. I have all what you read out, but mine is the sadness.
Ah, interesting.
I don't
You
feel
don't.
sad. I feel happy within that because it's comfortable. So I need a new word.
So I'm just gonna say what you said. So what you're describing to me feels more like comfy, cozy socks and a blanket, kind of cool. I'm snuggling up feeling, and that's not what I feel when I feel melancholy. It actually being in that sadness. The sadness is the comfortable sock for me. If I could like explain it better,
That's the
it's
sadness that makes you happy.
Okay.
it's so wild, right? It's not that it makes me happy, but it's really familiar and comfortable, and I'm okay being in it. Yeah.
It's interesting what you said. It feels familiar.
Mhm.
That's a really, really interesting statement that it feels familiar. For me, it's all that, and I could be deep in thought, and I could be all that what you described in the definition. But there's definitely no. In Germany, we have a word for it: world pain. It's this general world pain, like and I don't have that.
So the sadness is necessary, though, in the definition of melancholy, from what I'm hearing, because it's deep and pensive, reflective form of sadness. So, and to me, I think it's tied to nostalgia. It's a yearning of the way things used to be, possibly, or in a okay, everything's okay, but I feel like there's yearning that is somehow associated. I'm not really sure exactly why, but when I
I
look
would,
out the window and it's raining, I feel that, I don't know. I don't know. I like it though.
I would like to know this German word for world pain because that kind of fits into my melancholy.
World pain?
Yeah.
Interesting. Explain
Yeah.
that. While Gabby's finding that word, can you just go a
Well,
little bit
she
deeper on?
knows it. She is German.
Well, but we don't all know every single word like you do, sir. So she's looking it up. And while she's doing that, can you explain a little bit more how that fits into your melancholy? World pain.
Yeah. So recently I wrote a little poem because I was sat down by the lock on a break. It was a nice sunny afternoon and I was enjoying all of the peace and loveliness of the loch, only to have two fighter jets pass over at low enough of a height to actually disturb the water of the loch. And immediately, I'm not saying I'm a good poet, but the poetic part of me saw this juxtaposition of the beauty and peace of where I live, and then what arguably is the peak of our hubris, the technology that is a fighter jet, and that to me was an immediate okay. There's Mother Nature down below who is going to outlast us all, and then we've got these magnificent, and they are magnificent, but fearsome engines of war screaming across the top of us. And that, to me, is this kind of world pain because everywhere I see the damage that we're doing, the things that we make that we really shouldn't need, in air quotes, because we should, to address Sarah's point about where humanity could be, we should be beyond all this by now. It still fits into all the stuff we've talked about over fear and control and conspiracy theory. So for me, it was this moment of kind of pensive longing with sadness, and what do we do to the world, and why do we take the things that we do? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Well, Gabby, did you find it?
Yeah, so I know what it means for me, but I wanted to look it up officially. So it's a kind of deep sadness about the insufficiency of the world, a world weariness.
Interesting.
And the actual word in German is?
Weltschmerz. Welt is world, Schmerz, pain.
Weltschmerz. I said that with such a Long Island accent that I know I demolished it myself. Weltschmerz.
I'm seeing an advertising. Come and get your Weltschmerz. Right.
Weltschmerz here. Weltschmerz. Anyone for him?
Get your Weltschmerz. Get them while they're hot. Fresh.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, it's actually interesting. It's a describing the feeling experienced by an individual who believes that reality can never satisfy the expectations of the mind, resulting in a mood of weariness or sadness about life arising from the acute awareness of evil and suffering.
Whoa. Okay, that's some heavy shit. My melancholy does not involve that. My melancholy is not about the world at large. That's a very distinct, that's a different for me. Totally, for sure. But I guess, Alec, you take some of that on to your melancholy, definitely. Mine is not that. And this is so interesting. So I want to go around. I want to hear what Brett and Sarah both have to say about this in general, because then I can go into the anatomy of melancholy, actually, and like what's involved with it, and see where we go from there. So, you guys, melancholy, what's it do for you? Does it do anything for you? Brett's made a face. I don't know what that means. Go ahead, Sarah.
I mean, I have to very much agree with the world pain definition, because I usually always either start there when I go into that kind of state, or I end up there at the end. Because it's like in the beginning you're like thinking about yourself maybe, but at some point you're like, oh my god, this world, like this is like, where's the future going, like, or why is the past gone, or like like going into this huge world view at some point. So yeah, I think it's very heavily the world pain. Yeah.
So interesting. And as you're each sharing a little more, I'm over here thinking, damn, girl, you're all about yourself. You don't give two shits about the world's pain. Your melancholy has nothing to do with that.
That's the Long Island melancholy. It's like, yeah, I'm pensively sad, but fuck the rest of you. It's Long Island or nothing.
I'm worried about myself, man. Deal with your own shit. Oh my God, so interesting.
Right. Tell us that there's a Long Islander.
No.
Because the rain doesn't. I like the rain. I love the.
So do I.
Rain. Like the rain is nice. The rain cleanses and cleans and washes things away. So the rain doesn't do it for me for melancholy. Yeah. For me, I guess it comes and goes depending upon my mood. And when I'm questioning things, like just wondering where I'm going and life's going. So I can kind of get the world piece to it. I can kind of get that in there because it's a questioning of, like, I don't know, like, what's this all about? Like, where are we going? Like, what am I doing? Like, work isn't important. Like, all this, you know what I mean? Like, there's that whole kind of like, I would kind of go into that area. It's more like self reflective and then world reflective, kind of like, what are we all doing? Because I feel like we're all so similar. No matter where you're from, there's so many similarities in what we have and feel, as well as being different, right? Don't get me wrong. But there's just a common thread, and I just the I don't know how to explain it. It would be a better place, right? The world would be a better place if we didn't have to have the wars. The wars are a moneymaker, and is, again, and I said this in the past, is like the bigger picture. Like, they play those games for whatever reason. There's something in it for it, and I don't understand it. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I go into I go to a weird place, I guess, with my melancholy. I don't know. It's just questioning everything. I question everything.
I mean,
Okay, so
hang on. I just got to ask: are you feeling the Velk smell, or are you not? Is it world pain? And can you just acknowledge that it would be better to feel the way you just did if it was raining a little bit?
Say that again. Is it firsthand what?
The main question is, do you suffer the world pain?
I get to that point. Like, I question everything, and then I question, like, the world. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're all one. There is a commonality amongst us all, and I know that. And it usually starts out with me thinking about me, but then it always comes back around to, like, like, what are we all doing? Like, somebody's going to figure it out. It just takes one person to figure it out, right? And then it's going to spread like wildfire. And it's how there's a way of, I don't know, I can't explain it.
Okay, so I need to put a waiver here that I don't live under a rock. I'm aware of the world atrocities and what's going on. And there is a level of what the fuck are we doing? And this should all be better for all of us. I get it. But when I'm feeling what we're talking about, that is not what's creeping into my mind. It's like that there's an awareness of that, but it's not. My melancholy is more about my world. Like where I am, without the atrocities and the sadness of the way the world is functioning, right? It's there, but it's not really what is making me have the feelings of melancholy the way that I have them. So I just needed to put a waiver there that I'm not obtuse and I'm not like freaking living in my own box and not a clue that's what's going on in the world. But I can't carry all of that. That feels way too heavy for me to be able to tap into that. But
it's not meant for you to carry, though. So there's this is my perspective, okay? I play a part in it, and I just bring a piece of the puzzle, right? And it's so the way I am in the world and what I'm doing plays a part. So when I go into that self-reflective place, that's why that world piece will come up, because there's a part that I play within that world piece. That world, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a puzzle, and I'm one of the puzzle pieces, I guess, right? So that's why it comes to mind when I start thinking about me. It's kind of like thinking about it. It comes around to all of it.
So let me read to you here what this anatomy of melancholy entails and see if we can break it down and like what comes of this. So the first part, it's deep It's deeply introspective. Okay. It goes beyond immediate pain, encouraging you to sit quietly, reflect, and contemplate memories or what could have been. Part number 1. Yeah. You have a question, or are you saying, yes, check that off your box? Yes.
Yeah, I'm agreeing that I have that piece.
Have that. Okay. The second part is bittersweet. It contains a mix of both sorrow and a strange kind of pleasure. It's an emotion that helps people process longing and loss. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We got Gabby and Brett are not committing to anything right now, if you notice. They're both just like, okay, I need more data.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have the third part, creative and restorative. Many people embrace melancholy through art, literature, and music because it feels purifying, grounding, and emotionally cleansing.
Yeah.
The second part, this I think is might be like important. It's distinguishable from depression because while melancholy implies a general heavy mood, clinical depression is a mental health condition that can cause a severe, prolonged inability to experience joy or pleasure. Okay. Then it says, if you'd like to dive deeper in how this emotion is explored across different cultures or art forms, you can blah, 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 blah. So, of course, I clicked the link, and there is a whole freaking article from the University of Michigan about this. And it says, melancholy as an aesthetic emotion is the name of the article that I'm going to read this whole entire thing at some point, because now I'm interested in melancholy. I feel like this is something worthy of exploration. It says, melancholy is easy to lump together with these emotions as sadness or depression, and the emotional terms are often used synonymously. This tendency masks the distinctive nature of melancholy. One of the clearest differences between depression and melancholy is that depression is an emotional state of resignation. I think that's important, whereas melancholy is not. Does this help anybody get a...
Yeah, and I also think that melancholy is a natural thing, but in our labeling judgy big pharma world, people used to speak of being melancholic in nature, or different. I forget what the others were. The different bile colours. Oh yeah, that's melancholy. But you get rolled off to the doctors these days if you're a young person who experiences melancholy, rather than being encouraged to recognize that this is a transient thing, maybe because I'm not convinced, but part of your character and something that you can embrace rather than we must get over. I wonder how many melancholic people are written off with depression and maybe clinical depression because this comes in bouts.
That's scary in itself.
Go ahead, sorry?
I said that's scary in itself. If you're taking something for something that can offer you perspective, and then you're taking some kind of pharmaceutical, so they're keeping you in that non-connection place. I think the melancholy is kind of a needed place to self-reflect and better to grow, right, and to give you your next level, right. Without that, then you're missing the gift. You're missing a piece of the whole reason why we're here, right? So that's why I hate medicine. Like, that's the one thing I hate, because there's some people that are just, there's a pill for everything. And I'd rather sit in it sometimes, and where I could probably use medicine. Like, I went to the doctor one time and he gave me intravenous antibiotics because he knew I wouldn't take them if he gave me the prescription. He was like, no, but you need these. he stuck me with a needle and gave it to me intravenously. I was like, son of a. He's like, no, there's a time to take it and a time you can go without. But I think it's important, right? And that's I think for our growth as individuals and on a bigger picture. And I'll leave it there and see what you guys have.
It's an interesting topic because, you know, we are so good in labeling emotions. That's why I don't use the term good and negative and positive emotions anymore, because they're neither or, they're just emotions and they come and go. So being in a place of nostalgia and going there every so often and sit with it and then acknowledge it and then just get on with life afterwards, so to speak. Maybe that's the healthy way to do it, and acknowledge there's melancholy, because it's we talked earlier about language getting smaller and words disappearing. When have we the last time heard anyone talk about melancholy? It's almost a word not being used anymore.
I talk about it all the time. I say melancholy a lot because I feel melancholy, and it's interesting because what I'm seeing, there's the aspects of love, loss, and yearning is very like what goes on in melancholy, and it like shares the same kind of family resemblance to like reminiscing, but there's the added, it needs to have reflection with it. That's what makes it be melancholy. It's the sadness that's associated with the reflection of what was, what could have been, longing for the days of, and loss. So there's no surprise to me why I am like okay with melancholy.